What's up, guys? Trey back again here bringing another video. So I've been doing a lot of MMA videos lately. Haven't done too many comic book videos. Not a lot of figures coming out right now and stuff like that going on. So I decided I'd do a review of an older comic book movie. This is going to be a review of Batman from 1989. Tim Burton film, starring Jack Nicholson, of course, Michael Keaton, Kim Basinger. Amazing movie. This was a movie that, growing up, this was one of my absolute favorites, along with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which maybe I'll do a review for that later too. We'll see how I feel about it. And the other one, this is one of the best Batman movies ever. This movie is better than any of its predecessors up to Christopher Nolan's Batman movies, in my opinion. This is better than Batman and Robin. This is better than Batman Forever. This is better than Batman Returns. This one is awesome. This really got pretty much everything right for the time. This movie has such a different feel from the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, and going back and rewatching it again, it really shows, how cinematography and the genre of comic movies have really changed a lot. But this movie was one of the ones that started it. Comic book movies back in the late 80s and early 90s were kind of like, companies didn't really want to do it. They weren't sure if they could do it right. And, there had been some successful comic book movies in the past, like Superman, the Superman movies, and a few others here and there. But before this, there wasn't a whole lot. And then this, of course, spawned the quadrilogy of the Batman movies going into the 90s. And like I said, this one is by far the best. Now let's start off with the actors. So we'll start off with Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson is this movie. Without Jack Nicholson, this movie is... who cares? You know what I mean? This is not something that probably any of us would re-watch without Jack being in it. He plays basically the Joker. He plays Jack Napier, the mob boss that leads into the Joker. And the funny thing about it is it's kind of like Jack playing Jack. He's playing himself, really, because in real life, Jack Nicholson, he's a lot, he's not a psychopath. He doesn't kill people. That's not what I mean. But his attitude he is like the Joker in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? His face and the way he smiles and everything. I mean, this was one of the best casting jobs ever to cast Jack Nicholson as the Joker. He really is the Joker. He's one of my favorite actors from sort of that age. If you guys have ever seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, you know how good of an actor Jack Nicholson is. He is really A-list, man, just a superb actor, just amazing actor, and he does a great job in this movie as the Joker. There's no question about it. Some of the lines, like a lot of the lines he does and everything, are just so well delivered, and he just, like the smile and everything, like, oh my God, man, he's a perfect Joker. Now, a lot of people like to compare Jack Nicholson to Heath Ledger, now that we have Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight and all that kind of stuff. I personally don't like to do that. I might do a video discussing that, just talking about why it doesn't make sense to compare the two. But really quickly, I'll go through it. It doesn't make sense to really compare their performances because they're different characters. Even though they're both playing the Joker, they are totally different renditions of the Joker. This movie's Joker is a comic book accurate from sort of like the Golden Age to the Silver Age of comics. This is more accurate to the comic book Joker than Heath Ledger's Joker. Heath Ledger's Joker is entirely its own thing. Okay, Christopher Nolan, the way he created that character and everything, completely different from what actually happens in the Batman comics. Whereas this Joker uses, so many of the things from the comic books, from the dailies back in, the Golden Age of comics and the early age. Being that Batman's greatest foe is the Joker, it makes sense to start the franchise off with the Joker and get someone as good as Jack Nicholson to go ahead and play it. Makes it even better. One of the things they said is that after Jack Nicholson came onto this movie, they actually rewrote the script to give Jack Nicholson some more lines, some more screenplay, some more time, so that he could really, flesh out the Joker's character more. And, of course, he doesn't disappoint. His performance in this is a 10 out of 10. He plays the Joker perfect. There's no question about it. The way he plays the Joker, I mean, this is a completely different Joker from Heath Ledger's Joker, which is also, in my opinion, a 10 out of 10 for his performance. We just have been really lucky with Jokers, you know what I mean, as the movie franchises have gone through. It's kind of like Magneto in the X-Men franchises. Both Magnetos were fantastic. Well, both Jokers we've had have been amazing in these movies, and Cesar Romero and those other ones are kind of different, so I'm not going to get into those. But anyway, moving on. So yeah, Jack Nicholson's fantastic. His lines are great. He plays the character perfect. He looks like him. The smile, everything, and the laugh. I mean, he's really, really good in this movie. Michael Keaton we'll move on to now with his portrayal of Batman. When this movie came out, a lot of people didn't think that Michael Keaton would be able to make a good Batman, because he's kind of like the type of actor who, he's not really badass. He doesn't really, he just doesn't have that vibe to him. You know what I mean? That real badass vibe that a lot of people would insinuate Batman having. Not insinuate, but think of Batman to have. His portrayal, he really plays two characters. He plays Batman, and he plays the alter ego, Bruce Wayne. His portrayal of Batman, I would say, is pretty good. I think some of the lines are a little weird. Like at the beginning of the movie, he comes out and he puts like his cape up like that, like a bat, and he kind of walks in, and the guys pull out guns and just blast him away. I'm thinking to myself, like, Batman really do that? I don't really think he would, to tell you the truth. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, but he does play a good Batman. He's got the look, the way his eyes when he can't turn his head, but but yeah, the way he like looks through the mask and everything. He's one of the best Batmans. I put him right up there with, he's better than any of the other Batmans, Val Kilmer or George Clooney, except for Christian Bale and him. I kind of put on the same. Christian Bale probably a little bit better, but just because he's in a Christopher Nolan movie, it kind of makes him better. A lot of people make fun of him because of the voice. Michael Keaton does a good job as Batman. He doesn't have that, like the where are they? That kind of stuff. He has like more of like a relaxed, tone to his voice as Batman. I'm Batman. That kind of stuff. And like when he's got the guy on the rooftop and he picks him up and he goes, I'm Batman, and then he turns around and he throws him back on after, tell your friends about me, that kind of stuff. So this is a great movie, man. Really, really good. When this came out, this was like a phenomenon, man. Like there was Batman merchandise like you wouldn't believe. It was everywhere and everybody wanted to see it, and it did really well. It was very successful. Kim Basinger, she's just a damsel in distress, really. She plays Vicky Vale in the movie, and isn't really, like her role is basically just Michael Keaton, Bruce Wayne's love interest. For some reason, they think Bruce Wayne needs a love interest in every freaking movie, But so she's really, who cares? You know what I mean? Unfortunately, she really doesn't matter too much. It's all about the Joker, and it's all about Batman in this movie, and. Yeah, definitely. This movie is a classic, fantastic movie. It's kind of got some. It's really dark, but it's got some cartoony, campy things to it. For example, when the Joker thugs are chasing after Batman in the Batmobile, they actually have like a purple lowrider with a green hood on it, and it's actually got like this Joker on the side, So, and then their coats actually have like a Joker symbol, So that's kind of funny that they do have the campiness in it too. That was something I kind of forgot that was in this, because when you're younger and stuff, everything seems so like because it has that darker side to it too. There is blood in it and stuff when the Joker's face before he falls into the the toxic waste and transforms him and all that stuff. So, and it is a little scary for kids, but not nearly as bad as Batman Returns, in which the Penguin just was over the top. Like kids really. That movie wasn't for kids. Kids can watch this movie, and it's good. Adults can watch this movie, and it's good. It's a lot of fun. It's a really, really good movie. So the first Batman movie, I gotta say, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Fantastic movie, a lot of fun. Jack Nicholson, takeaway, Jack Nicholson is this movie. He is a fantastic Joker, a great casting choice. Michael Keaton did a good job. Kim Basinger, nobody cares really. She looked good. That's all that really matters. She looked fine. Not spectacular, but good. Can't go wrong with that. What else? What more can I say about this? Pretty much just a must-watch for any Batman fan. Any big moviegoer, you got to see this at some point in your lifetime if you haven't seen it. If you haven't watched it since you were a kid and you got nothing to do, a day off maybe or a night off, you might want to check it out, rewatch it again. It's a lot of fun, great movie. This town needs an enema. Later, guys. See ya.